Hello! With a couple weeks away from the 2020 general presidential election, the Yuma County Library District virtual program thought it would be fun for some presidential trivia of the pet persuasion. President Harry Truman has long been attributed to saying, "If you want a friend in Washington, get a dog." Although the quote has been recently open to debate as to whether or not he actually said it, research shows that the Truman family actually preferred to be a pet-free family. So much so that he gave away this Cocker Spaniel puppy called Feller to his personal physician, Brigadier General Wallace Graham, when he was sent it as a gift. Graham's family later presented Feller at the Capital City Cocker Club show. Across the years and the country, Americans have found fascination with White House pets and the goings-ons of their day. I found two news clippings regarding Hector Cleveland. In 1887, the Indiana Versailles Republican shared that a cat had been seen at the Cleveland White House, replacing Mrs. Cleveland's affection toward her beloved black poodle, Hector. The White House spokesperson said there was no new cat in the house. However, a Post reporter states the contrary, as they had seen a cat in the White House vestibule. Within weeks, the Savannah Morning newspaper shared that a crisis was averted with Miss Cleveland's beloved Hector. He had recovered successfully from surgery to remove the yellow jacket's sting out of her beloved dog. Perhaps the fascination with White House pets was warranted years later during the Coolidge administration. Calvin and Grace Coolidge had your typical household pets such as dogs, cats, and birds. Here is Grace's official portrait with the president's favorite dog, Rob Roy. But let's throw in a hippopotamus, wallaby, lion cubs, and a bear given as gifts to the Coolidges. As responsible pet owners, they promptly donated those animals to the National Zoo. The most notable animal gift was a raccoon. They were sent a raccoon to be considered as part of their Thanksgiving meal. First Lady Grace Coolidge had another idea. Rebecca the raccoon became part of their family. Here is Miss Coolidge with her pet raccoon, Rebecca. Notice the leash that was used to take the pet for a walk. Later, they found a mate for Rebecca, but Reuben eventually escaped and was never found. Rebecca would join in on family trips and even several White House functions to include an Easter egg roll, and here she is pictured with the children looking on to the raccoon. Arizona newspapers also included coverage of White House pets. On May 31st, 1930, the Yuma Sun showed off President Hoover's new dog, King Tut. On December 7, 1962, the Arizona Republic reported that the Kennedy family dog, Bashinka, was expecting a litter. The expectant mother's claim to fame is that her mother was aboard a Soviet space vehicle that had had a successful orbit around the Earth and was a gift from Nikita Khrushchev to Mrs. Kennedy. In 1969, an interview with Margaret Truman, her father, President Truman, was featured in the Yuma Sun. She was being interviewed for her newly published book about, you guessed it, pets in the White House. Later, in 1974, the Douglas Daily Dispatch showed off how the struggle is real for the first family to receive a new dog as a gift from their daughter, Susan. Susan had to keep the new owner's name a secret, but guaranteed the kennel that although the couple had a temporary lease on the house, had been on the government payroll for over 25 years, there was no assurances to future employment. In the end, she was able to present the dog to her parents as an anniversary present, where President Ford relayed the story at a South Dakota campaign event. As we learned with the Coolidge's raccoons, not all pets were bred to be domesticated. Some animals were practical to maintain. John Quincy Adams, our sixth president's wife, Louisa Adams, maintained silkworms which she would spin her silk for her sewing projects. There is a lore that the Marquis de Lafayette gifted John an alligator which he kept in the bathroom. Historians have not been able to confirm that there was an actual alligator in the house. While many groundskeepers were involved with the fighting in Europe with World War I, President Woodrow Wilson kept his sheep on the property. They helped maintain the grounds by mowing the lawn. The Taft White House brought their cow, Pauline Wayne. Pauline helped keep the grocery shopping list down by providing fresh milk and cream. The Taft administration was the last to have a cow at the White House. To keep things light, here is a picture of Socks Clinton. I wonder how often Socks was available for White House briefings. Here are other pet trivia for you. Tad Lincoln had goats that were so important to him that President Lincoln made sure to include their status in a telegram to Mary Lincoln. Mary gave them away after the president's death. President Johnson was known to feed the mice in the house flour. This is interesting to note because the first mention of a rat infestation in the White House happened in 1883 by Caroline Harrison. The rats have nearly taken the buildings, so it has become necessary to get a man with ferrets. This is about 20 years after Andrew Johnson left the White House in 1869. How could I forget to include Teddy Roosevelt's menagerie of animals? In addition to dogs, cats, birds, his family also had a bear, badger, snakes, blue macaw, several guinea pigs, and a one-legged rooster. Caroline Kennedy had a pony, and she called it Macaroni. Given that this is a library program, I would be remiss to not include a White House pet with published material. Millie Bush is the first pet to have a book published. Millie's book, As Dictated to Barbara Bush, was published in 1990. George H.W. Bush joked that her book sales exceeded his. Millie died in 1997, but her legacy in the White House continued with one of her puppies. Spot lived in the George W. Bush White House. Just George H.W. and George W. are one of the two father-son pairs in the White House. Millie and Spot are the first mother-daughter pair. We have learned that the first family pets have come in all shapes, sizes, and species. George and Martha Washington did not live in the White House because it was not yet built. So it is fascinating to note that of the 44 presidential families that lived in the White House, 41 of the residents have kept animals in the house. Only 3 presidents did not formally keep animals there, and that would be Presidents Polk, Johnson, and Trump. If you want to find out more, here are options for you to check out with Yuma Library District's curbside pickup. All of this talk about presidents has me thinking about what I need to do to confirm that I can vote in the 2020 general election. Here are reminders. October 5th is the registration deadline. Early voting and the first day Arizona counties will mail ballots to voters is October 7th. And finally, November 3rd is Election Day. Ballots must be dropped off by 7 p.m. The following library branches will have ballot boxes available to drop off your ballot: Maine, Foothills, Welton, Somerton, and San Luis. Here are some of the books that I used to develop this program. Some are available in our collection. And as always, thank you for joining the Yuma County Library District for this program.